All right, guys. We're on the pod. We're going to call my friend Jamie, see if he can jump on real quick. We got some exciting stuff to talk about.
Hello.
Jamie, what's up, buddy?
How's it going, Tony?
Going really good. Can you hear me pretty well?
I can.
Well, that's great. You sound great as well. So, guys, this is a special treat. My friend Jamie, one of my favorite people on the planet, but man, I want him to tell like his whole story starting from when he's 8 years old. Him and his brother, they have a multi-million. They now have two separate multi-million-dollar companies here locally to me. I met them years and years ago. Uh, from what I know, their story, there's a local company that they used to work for, and when it got a new owner, they let some people go and end up letting Jamie's brother go. And man, he screwed up on that one. I tell you what. But anyway, I wanted to tell his whole story, and he uh, has like a specialty business, as of kind of recently, and he built out a whole trailer with Milwaukee tools and even has a battery Ford Lightning F-150 truck. So I want you to I want you to tell your story on the podcast. Thank you for coming on here. I know you're on Paul's podcast a couple years ago. I've had, if guys out there have done, we done shop tours and stuff, with you, but we never really done like a podcast like this. So that's really really cool. Sorry, haven't actually done that. Need to get your brother on here at some point too as well. Um, but anyway, bud, why don't you tell us like whole story? Back up. You're 8 years old, 6 years old. Like why and how did you even start cutting grass? Like start way back. You know what I mean? And introduce yourself first. And that sort of thing.
Yes. Yes, Tony. Well, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to have me on your podcast, first of all. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm Jamie. I'm here in the Lake Oconee area. We're South Georgia, right? In South Central Georgia.
Right.
Yeah. So we're just native to the area. So it's just been a great opportunity to be to be part of this community, growing community.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so just thinking back a little bit whenever I first started, it was I was 16 years old. Yeah, just working after school at a or in summer breaks as well, just doing I guess what everybody does. Or
Right.
I'm thinking everybody, but just
Yeah, not that
just
many people, but yeah.
yeah. Well, that's just how it started working at a local landscaping company here in the area, and ended up doing that for 6 years, and started off doing maintenance in the maintenance division. My brother was working at that company at that time, but did maintenance for 3 years, and then started getting into the landscape construction part of it. And I did that for another 3 years out of the 6 years I was in that landscaping firm. And then I was 21, going 22 at that time. Whenever I first just venture off and went off on my, just as a entrepreneur, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So it started as you know Jamie Lawn Care. That was my first name, Tony. You probably don't know that,
I didn't
but
know that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. It started as Jamie Lawn Care at that time, and then months in, I was just you know I was struggling really, just trying to get get work and doing everything by myself. So I reached out to my brother that was we worked alongside for you know 3 4 years at that landscaping firm,
Right, right. And
and
so
I was like,
what
hey,
explain what happened at like why did you stop working at the landscape firm? You know what I mean? I mean, I kind of explained it briefly, but yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, it was really a mutual agreement. It wasn't really nothing that. that I mean I still speak to the original owner of it. Um, but we ended up splitting apart, went off our own separate ways. But it's really my whole thing has been like don't burn no bridges, kind
Absolutely.
of
I have the
learned that
same
early
motto.
early
Yes.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, funny story, now after, 13, 14 years later, um, over the last years, uh, that same guy, I mean, he's still my mentor today. So it's been a blessing just to have him
Oh, yeah. That's
along the
awesome.
way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know the
But
guy, the original guy, the guy that you're talking about. I don't even know him.
yeah, the original guy, his name is, yeah, Bill Schaefer. I don't know if you ever met him. You probably heard of him. But yeah, no, it's great guy. But he actually sold his business, and we subcontract at that time. And then it just didn't go well. That's whenever it just kind of split off, and
And he
yeah,
sold his part to a guy from out of town. And was he like
correct.
retiring or what? Kind of, sort of.
Yes, he was retiring at that time. Yeah.
I
And
gotcha.
I mean, it's been 10 years,
Right. Right.
10 years plus now, longer than that. It's kind of hard to keep track of time nowadays. But but yeah. So it's just been a great experience. A lot of ups and downs throughout the way. But we started, so
So we're back
my
on
brother
track with
and I,
Jamie's lawn care,
mhm,
Jamie's landscaping, right?
yeah, so it went from Jamie's lawn care, then my brother came in. Whenever my brother came in, then we went in as J&E Lawn Service. Yeah. So that was 2014 at that time. Um, J&E Lawn Service was established, and from there, um, I wasn't full time. My brother went in full time at it. Because when as y'all probably know, when we're first starting off, there's not the income to support a
Right.
family.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I went off and I started working at a factory. It was 410. So I was off Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and that allowed me time to do landscaping during those 3 days, and
Time to
then
get
I'll
out the
get
mowers,
off.
boys, on the weekends, right?
Oh yeah, and then I'll get off at 4:30. So 4:30 is early on a summer day. At least
Is that when I met you? Because you guys, you had no logos on the truck. You had nothing when I met you. You know what I mean? I think
yeah,
you had that blue F-150, and I think that's all you had, and a walk behind mower. You know?
that's that's right. That was around 2014, 2015. Yeah, that was around that time. So I was still at the factory whenever I met you, Tony, and that was 2014 when all of our equipment we had slowly, you know, would we'll go, just cut a tree and we'll buy a chainsaw. We'll do we'll go and
Right.
pressure wash. We'll pressure wash and buy pressure like everything that we worked for. We just kind of invested. I mean, it felt like almost 95% of the money that we worked for, we just invested all in.
Yeah. And everyone
Yeah,
starting knows what that's about. You know, everyone. Yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy. And me included.
So,
Yeah, I started the same way. I mean, I bought my first
oh
walk
yeah,
behind mower on Craigslist, and even though my dad's been in the business since the '80s, like he didn't just like, here you go, here's your business. Like it wasn't he, we had his blessing and stuff like that, but it wasn't like he handed me, he didn't hand me no list of customers, no equipment. I just had to build this stuff, just like everyone else. Thankfully, I had
that's
some
right.
knowledge. I've worked in it, just like you did with the other business.
Hmm.
So I guess I wasn't start at total zero because I knew how to mow and stuff like that. But
That's correct. Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's right.
So back on track, your
Yeah.
story.
So, when I met you, Tony, I believe if we look back, I think it was like 2014. So,
You were
I
mowing
was
that
still
yard.
work.
You were mowing that yard all the way down Linger Longer. Go through the little brick entrance, maybe three houses in on the left. You know, like past the
Yes.
marina. You know, there's that little
Oh
brick
yeah.
entrance. That's you were
Mhm.
doing that yard, I think, when I met you. Um,
We
and
we
then
was.
maybe over in the other neighborhood when you actually had the fire. But yeah, I think yeah, you're mowing that yard. You and your brother. It was just you and your brother mowing that yard.
Yes. Correct. Yeah, so it was just us at that time. Um then that's when our all our equipment at that time, like everything just caught on fire. All the new stuff that we had invested in. So
What happened? How
we
did it catch on
worked.
fire and stuff like that?
Well, we never found out. It was just I don't know if I don't think it was intentionally, but we used to have like a little burn pit nearby, and it may be like for there was it was still ashes burning or something,
Okay.
and high winds or dry, very dry. It was just out of nowhere, middle of the day. It's just caught on fire. They never gave us. They just told us, "Hey, it started from the door." Never told us what caused the fire, and nothing like that. But well, that happened. And then it was just basically a total loss, and we couldn't recover much from uh from the insurance at that time.
Right, you're just
Big,
brand new. Your
yeah,
insurance was limited, and
yes, very
how
limited.
cool is it that you
Hmm.
didn't let that stop you? Because a lot of guys, man, like the only two lawnmowers you had are gone in a fire. It's like, man,
Yeah, oh yeah,
it's it makes you, it would
yeah,
if you lost a couple mowers nowadays, it would be less of a big deal than what it was then. That's all you had, you know.
that's right. Yeah,
Um,
so we had this, that was at my brother's house. I had like the old stuff that we started with, which it was like a Burton bullet with a pistol grip.
he's talking about belt
Uh,
drive pistol grip walk
yes,
behind
walk behind
the
mower.
Bunton. Is that what you're talking about?
But yeah, I think that was the name.
Green is
And
green, right?
mm-hmm,
So that's
green.
so guys. Most guys listening to this probably haven't. Most guys are not been in the industry that long. Some guys that listen to this do. But anyway,
Okay.
so he's talking about Bunton slash Ransoms. This is a brand. This is like before Bobcat mowers, right? This is like, um, it's kind of. I think
Yeah.
it's. I'm pretty sure it's that same line of mower, same brand, but this is a long time ago, way before Bob Dash Cat and all that. But yeah, so my dad had
Yes.
those as well. And
Yeah.
those are not easy to mow with, especially if me and you are not like huge guys. So like, man, man,
Yeah.
your hands like you mow a couple yards with that toast
Yeah.
your hand, your wrist and all that. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so you
So
had that somewhere.
we had that. So we had to go back to that. And we used to cut a big farm. You probably seen is a big horse farm, and I think it was like 5 or 6 acres
Oh wow.
with that, and a 32-inch cut. But and then we had a weed eater that with the bent shaft.
Oh
So we had
man.
so it felt like we started again, after 2 years of just investing everything that we worked for, just started from scratch
And
again.
even the shed, it wasn't like you had like, the best of everything at that point. You just had a little bit better Toro walk behind, right? And like um that sort of thing. But yeah, so you were just like that one step ahead from where you were, and then that got
Yes.
kind of kicked out from under you, and you didn't let that stop you. So yeah, anyway, keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. So from there, going to like 2016, I left my full-time job, just that spring of 2016, and that's when everything really started. Um, I think the year is 2016. Yeah, about 2017 was the first year that I went to the GIE, to the Equip Expo.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Was that your first year?
mm-hmm. Yeah, 17.
I didn't know it was that
And
long ago, but.
yeah, 17 or 18.
That's
But
probably right because we
mhm.
chatted about it. When I first started to know you, then maybe that was a year or two later. Because I went my first time in 2015 or 16. So I guess yes, that would make sense.
Yes, it had to be one of those years. But by then, we was just kind of dabbling in it and just trying to figure it out. I mean, we still are, you know. But
Me as well.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and I joined one of those conversations with there's a guy that called the Dirt Monkey.
Uh huh. Stanley Dirt
He had
Monkey.
one of those, the Stanley Dirt Monkey, yeah. And I sat down with him and I was like, "Hey man, I'm like on a plateau. I've been at 400,000 for the last 2 years and I can't break through that. Like I'm trying to get to a million." And this is, back then. And he was like, "Well," he was like, "marketing." So like if you're trying to grow $1 million company, you have to look like a $5 million company. And I'm like, oh, okay. So how do I do it? Like just you gotta brand your name. You gotta look bigger than what you're trying to achieve. So that same, I mean, at that same show, Home Advisor, which is now, um, I don't know who bought them, but I s- I invested like $400 a month on leads, and then I got back. I created my website. I put all my lettering in all my trucks. I did this big sign on, our main road here at 44. You remember seeing that, Tony?
Yes. I'm trying to remember where
Right in
it was.
right in front of Home Depot, that little building.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So we wasn't renting the building or nothing, but we was cutting the grass, and he was like 3 months behind, and I was like, "Hey, let's negotiate."
Right.
Like
Right. Yeah.
you don't even have your sign out here. Let me put my sign, and I made it happen where we put our sign there. We got so much traffic, and out of nowhere, like everybody would ask me, like, "Hey, is that your office?" Yeah, but
So it was on. So it wasn't. It was like across the street from where Easily had that little building. Is that right?
yeah, it's a little further down. Yeah,
But because I
but
remember you guys mowing that, it was like a maybe like a real estate office or something. Uh,
mm-hmm.
and so man, I guess like from people's perception though, it looks like man, you got a sure enough, it looks like that is your business, right? Because the building was just
Yes,
sitting there. Wow, yeah, that
correct.
wow. So you got a lot of calls
Yeah.
just off that sign. You're saying
Yes, we got a lot of calls. We got a lot of exposure.
because that's right there
So
where
that
people get off the interstate and stuff, depending on how they come to the area. But a lot of people, coming from Augusta or even some people from Atlanta. Some people go the Madison way, but some people, I guess, would go. A lot of people probably nowadays just go up to the Greensboro exit and do like that, which most people have no idea what we're talking about. but
yes,
um,
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, we that year, it was 2019. We went from 400 plus to I mean that first year I did all that marketing. I almost hit a million. It was like 980,000. Now we had stuff everywhere.
right,
So we
right.
we actually made a lot of money, but we didn't keep a lot of money.
I
So we
gotcha.
kind
I
of went
gotcha.
back to the drawing board and like, hey, what's the next step? Now we are getting exposure. Now we are landing the jobs. How can we get better leads? So we just kind of, went on to the next year, which it was 2020. That was the big year. We went in like very, very excited, and then COVID happened. That I remember that year. Um, I was getting ready for this big, the show that we do, Tony,
Yep,
here
yep, yep. We have
locally.
like a local.
And then,
I'm trying to describe it for other people out there. Maybe like a home builder show or like where businesses like show like, hey, we do this and that, we do roofing, we do um, just all these different services. Home show, I think home show is what they call those, like
Mm-hmm.
across the country. And so is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, which is called a big event
Yes.
for us, but to guys out there, it's just like a local event where where vendors, businesses can pay to come and set up a booth and like, hey, this is who we are and we're awesome and call us, and that kind of thing.
That is correct. Yeah. So we was excited and we was gonna put out this big show. Well, it didn't happen that year. And nobody knew what was gonna happen. So we started getting a lot of we was already booked up, for the spring of that year, and then out of nowhere, everybody just calling, canceling last minute, like, hey, my financial advisor, advised me not to. I mean, it was as much as putting pine straw down. I remember going out there and having to, I had already dropped my pine straw, and it was my mistake. I didn't, I was just trying to make sure it happened, and then,
Right, right.
yeah. But yeah, people was not really spending money, and out of nowhere, just a few weeks later, it just opened up, and a lot of people started coming to their retirement homes here, like Oconee, and I mean, it just started expanding from there. So 21, 22,
I think people
um,
experience that across the country. Like it was those first couple weeks where people just didn't really know what it was going to be about,
correct.
and then people wanted to fix more things, make their yard look better than it did, other years. And
Hmm.
so I think even across the country, even areas that are not like ours, like COVID was like it
That's
was like a
right.
boom for our industry. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Hmm.
which is cool.
Yeah.
But
So after that, it was just that's when we really was able to really establish our business, our landscape and maintenance firm. It's just been a great last 5, 6 years now, and we went from one to now, running to $3 million businesses. So it's just been really it's been a blessing,
and
you
you
know.
and you for guys out there, you kind of like that. Him and his brother, they kind of made two different businesses. So like the maintenance is kind of like has its own business now, and then the hardscaping has its own separate business, is what he's saying. And so they had to,
Correct.
you know, because of land and county licensing, there's a bunch of stuff that that you've been through, dealt
Yeah.
with, trying to, having to do all that. Um,
Yes. Well, Tony, you don't know, because we haven't spoken the last few weeks or months as much. But recently my brother and I we split it up. So now Eric is sole owner of J&E, and
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah, I knew that.
sole
Yeah,
owner of Stone Ridge. Yeah, so
which is really cool. Like you made
it's really
two
good.
separate
Yeah.
businesses. Yeah, yeah.
And that was a plan all along, just to, you know, build two different brands for him to just kind of go his separate way, and us. But it's been very challenging, just being able to accomplish that, and
Oh
even
yeah, there's a
now with
lot of
the.
moving parts to make all that
Hmm.
happen.
Yes.
A lot of guys,
Yeah.
trucks, equipment, insurances, just all the things, right? Um,
Hmm. But combined before we separated, I mean, we was 50 plus people, so it was a
it's a lot of
big
paperwork, all
operation.
that stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So recently, Tony, like you brought it up, we did inquire, o- and over the past few years,
This
we
is almost kind
inquire
of like
us.
business number three, kind of, because this is like,
Hmm.
yeah, go ahead though. It's a really
Yeah.
niche thing that you're kind of just made its own little, it's like your side hustle, kind
Yes, I've
of.
been inquiring businesses over the last really 4 years, but the last one it was a maintenance division, which is more of a premium high end. Um, I don't know how to explain it. It would be more, yeah, but it's really unique. very different than what I have ever experienced, and even just the customers that are involved with that, the clientele is very different. But it's been a really good experience over the last year now, and we retain 90% of the customers.
So, so
Yeah.
from my perspective, maybe this will help because like, so I know the guy that he bought it from. Um, there's a lot of different big players in the game in our industry around here locally. Probably same with you guys. Over the years, kind of the big players kind of change. Anyway, this guy had kind of a specialty. Uh, big into designs and pools and fancy landscapes and stuff at these houses. Well, then, but this specific guy, he had like a crew that would come, and it was kind of an hourly thing, depending on what the people needed. But it was like all push mow, like, uh, picture more of like a butler boutique, really high end service of their lawn, but the people paying, triple of what, me and you're at, normal weekly, contract, um, year round maintenance thing. And that guy eventually, I mean, even you and some other players are going to overtake him. Well, and he was definitely getting up in age and stuff too, another guy. And so you end up buying, did you buy just his, like, that maintenance program? Because and guys, remember now, his brother basically took over all the maintenance. So, like, Jamie's company, like, he's just doing hardscaping and that stuff. And then, but now he bought this, just this boutique maintenance part. But did you also take over all of his other, like, design leads and stuff that came in, or did you just buy this maintenance type boutique butler type, specialty business? Does that kind of describe it? You think good for the guys out there?
Yes, yes, that's about right. Yeah, no, so we only inquired just the maintenance division part of it, and any of his, because he's still in business,
I
probably
got you.
soon to be retired,
Right.
but any of his current installations, he still send them our way to do the to
To maintain
maintain
it.
them.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and even some of the smaller design work, um, and smaller for him could be a, 50, $60,000 project.
Right. I
Stuff
got you.
like that he'll send my way.
That's
Um,
maybe one step in him starting to phase out is just get rid of this
mhm.
whole basically maintenance part. Or picture maybe get for guys out there, maybe like more of like a gardening service, right? as a,
Yes,
as a,
that's
as
exactly
opposed
what it
to
is.
yeah, as opposed to mowing, edging, leaving. Um, this is like it's the opposite of that. Jamie and his guys
Yeah.
are out there with scissors and they're like, cutting every leaf
Yeah.
of the shrub, and climbing around and
Yeah.
making the spiral shrubs and that stuff.
Our
Um,
highest, yeah, like our lowest could be, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're like $800 a month, and then the highest is, $45,000 a year.
that's great.
And this is just maintenance.
And there's no big
Um,
mowers, right? No big mowers.
no big more, just self-propel. Recently, as I showed you, and you'll be, we went all electric, not completely, but we have
Or you're
two
working on
separate.
it. Yeah.
Yes, we're working on it. We have an all electric crew, and it's really more like going for the quietness,
Yes.
Tony.
Yep. The noise.
Yeah,
Because that's
the
another way you
noise.
can separate your. That's another way you can say, hey, you know, our service is worth the $800 a month because we don't have six guys with backpack blowers running in your face, next door,
Yes.
Yeah, so I see that
Yeah.
as a plus, and you're running all the Milwaukee stuff. I mean, you sent me pictures. Oh, guys, down below, I'm working on this right now. I've never actually done this for a podcast, but I'm gonna just like in Google Photos, I'm gonna make what they call, because I've been like, looking at it like on Google and AI and trying to figure out how to do it where I can just like if we talk about something on the podcast, whoever we have on here, whatever, we could just throw a bunch of pictures in there, and you could look at it via the link that's in like the little hit the three dots in the description box without having to like go to a separate Facebook or or Instagram or any of this thing. So I'm gonna put a couple pictures of his setup there, right in the top of the description, where guys can see it. But yeah, that's super cool. So and you got to help you guys out productivity this last year. You got a couple of those. Are they 32-inch Ferris? The walk behind
Yes.
mowers, push mowers, but they have hydros. They're cool. Is that the
Yeah,
FW15? Is that correct?
that is correct. Yeah, those are really, really nice, Tony. They're way better than the we used to run the Toro 30-inch mowers, and we had so much problems with those.
Oh yeah. I
And
mean
I
they're
just,
they're not designed very well. I've
yeah,
had several of them, from the pulleys to one thing to another on those. Um, but
yeah,
yeah, so
those,
you got or you've been running those Ferrises, and it has like a Honda engine, and then you decided to get this Milwaukee set up too. Explain what like because you're talking about the truck is not a gas truck like.
no, so it's a Ford Lightning. Um, so I went in thinking I was gonna buy the Pro Series, which is like the bottom line. And then I ended up, I got to a dealership and it was a LX, what was it, LX, the LX, something like that. This is the next step up model.
Okay.
And but it was the same price as the Pro, and I bought it used. I didn't buy it new. It had I think like 15,000
Oh
miles
wow.
on it.
So not
And
many
I picked it
miles.
up for like $35,000.
Oh, that's great. I mean,
So
a gas one with
yeah,
that many miles would be way more than that, which is
yeah,
crazy. And
yeah,
and for guys out there, we'll have a picture down below. You'll see it. That truck that's hooked up to the trailer of that picture he sent me. That is not. That's what's cool about it. It doesn't look goofy. Like it just looks like a regular, you know, beautiful new F-150, but it's a battery one. You know.
yes. And that was the whole intention, just doing a soft approach. So it's not like a whole, a very, very different look than people are not used to um, running a landscape maintenance business, at least in our area. All this, Tony, is probably very, in other areas like Florida, California, up, I don't know about up north, but this things are very common, like all electric, robotics, and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's
But
becoming more
in
more
our
common, I think. Yeah.
yes, but in our area, I feel like you been one of the first ones that kind of introduced that. I was actually talking to one of my customers about it, and I think you maintained the house right in front of him, and he was like, "Yeah, I seen one of the guys in front of us with the backpack blower, electric backpack blower, and I thought it was neat." And he was talking about you,
Oh wow.
and I'm like, "Oh, that's my buddy Tony."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I started this whole, electric battery stuff. Cause yeah, but but yeah, no, it's been really good. The guy's been using it for the last few months, really, and just kind of dabbling in it a little bit. Fully electric last week was the first time we went in with the Ford Lightning and all the electric, like no gas in the trailer.
Well, and you don't mean like dabbling in it like, hey, I got a battery handheld blower. You have a full electric setup. You'll see the pictures, guys, down below. It's like the full Milwaukee setup, like with the bunch of batteries on the walls, chargers, the Milwaukee pack out system,
Yes.
toolboxes, several of the new, commercial Milwaukee trimmers, string trimmers, and you got a few of those backpack blowers. I mean, you have the whole setup. It's like
Hmm.
halftime in that maintenance business right now, but I think that's really
Correct.
smart because you have the whole setup, and then you could take a year or two to really figure out exactly what you're going to need before it goes blanket across, that whole gardening service, you know what I mean? But um, I
Yes.
personally feel like if you're not using a big mower, like not super challenging to go all electric. You see what I'm saying? Um,
Correct. It's not.
uh, the, you know, I guess the problem that all of us will have when it is winter is, burning a lot of batteries trying to clean up the leaves, run the blowers, battery blowers a lot. Um, so that is something that we're gonna, all of us will. But I still want to figure that out. I want to figure that out.
Yeah.
Like even for my business, like, um, it's hard, but I think it is possible. We just have to be smart, because you have that trailer now. I mean, there's a guy. If you look up Solar Punk Steve on YouTube, I mean, he has this He has several of these trailers where it has this like a 5 kilowatt huge battery inside with like 6 or 8 of the 100-watt solar panels on the top, and so like he
Nice.
can't even drain the power that is going in his battery. Like it's filling it up faster than what he can even use it. Even and he has one of those like a ego like a zero turn. Like sit ride on
Okay.
mower. You know what I mean? And he's just boom charging charging. So since you have that double axle trailer, enclosed trailer, it's like you have all that opportunity to screw down, some brackets. I haven't even ventured into that yet, but I think that is something that me and you should consider. I mean, it's like be free power. Like you don't even have to charge the setup. You know what I mean? Just as the guys pull it around, it charges itself, and then they charge the batteries inside, and then you know what I mean? Like that would be awesome. You don't even have to remember to plug the trailer in at night or anything.
Yeah, that'll be the next step for sure, Tony. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited. That's been over the last few weeks, that's been one of my excitement excitements, hey, going, but I didn't want to, I've been really setting up this trailer a certain way that will work out for the cruise and everything.
And it even has a
But
microwave up front. You could, heat up your lunch, or that's awesome.
yeah, we connect the whole trailer and like say halfway through the day we need to recharge the batteries. We can just charge up to the truck.
Oh, that's incredible. So you're stealing some battery from the big battery that's in the Lightning truck, is what you're saying to
Correct.
charge all your little Milwaukee batteries and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
And does that pull
Yeah.
down the truck a bunch, or is it work okay? Or
It's fine. Like we only use 20% all day from the truck. So I mean we still got 80% left.
you know
So
what's
we can.
what is also cool is I see that crew running around with that Lightning truck. It cracks me up so much in my mind. You have a battery truck, and then you have a double axle open landscape trailer with all the gas echo weed eaters on it, and like gas mowers and everything with a
Yeah.
battery truck that's pulling it all. It's yeah, that's I think it's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
most people wouldn't even know that's a battery truck. It just looks like an F-150 that's really nice. You know what I mean? That's and how cool is that? Do
Yes.
you just like take a bunch of stuff and just put it in the frunk, in the hood?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that true that you can do
But
that? Like the battery's under the bottom, right? So
yeah, you can. You can. I I told the guys you can put your your microwave in the front, and it has a plug-in as well, so they can literally take their lunch, yeah, in the front and warm it up and
that would
everything.
be a good
Get
video to
enough.
put on your Facebook or something, where the guys pop the hood and they stick their lunch in under the hood, sticking their lunch in there. I remember
Yeah.
it freaked me out. I saw someone. I mean, this was a few months ago, but it's just a weird thing to see when you actually see it happen in real life. Where I was at our local Publix and someone had one of those um, Rivian trucks. Those things are ugly, but it's someone walked out, with their groceries, and then it just was so weird to just see that in my peripheral. They pop the hood and they just put their groceries under the hood. You know what I mean? And close the hood.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then yeah. I mean that. So how does it working so far? So explain that setup, because you have a lot of money invested in Milwaukee stuff now. You even have more. I have a lot of stuff, but you have even more than me already because you already you got 2, 3 of everything now.
Yes.
From the sprayers to like explain like kind of what you have in that setup.
So as of right now, we have two self-propelled
The 21-inch
mowers,
mowers, right?
the
Yep.
21
I
inch.
bought one for my
Yeah,
dad for Christmas. Um,
yeah, I remember you telling me that, and
yeah,
he highly reviewed it. He was
right.
like, "Yeah, man, it's nice. It's really good." Yeah, so we went ahead and just went with those. We got two combi systems
Uh huh. Uh huh.
with the
Quick lock is what they call it on there.
quick locks, yeah, and it has the was that the pole saw, it has
Mm-hmm.
the edger and the trimmer.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And then I have two backpack blowers. They were
And you have hedge
running
trimmers
a
too, right? Stuff.
hedge trimmers. We have the hedge trimmers. Two of the other little smaller blowers, one with a dual battery and then one with a single battery.
The regular
And then we
handheld
got
blowers, right? Yep.
yeah. And then we have like the I guess they call it pack out system
Yes. Yep.
boxes. Yeah, that I can put all the batteries in and just drag it to the middle of the yard. Because that's another thing that you need the batteries close by
If you need to
to
swap to
cycle.
right,
Mm-hmm.
because you have multiple guys
Yeah,
using them all at once and everything. So
correct. Yeah. So we have that. We also have a backpack sprayer,
yeah,
and
it looked
then
like you have
we
a couple of those guys. And remember, the pictures will be in that link down below. So check that out. And if it doesn't work for some
yes,
reason, send me an email and I'll make sure that it does work. But anyway, keep going. So you got a couple. I think it's a new design. I don't have one yet, but they have a new designed. The ones you have are the new design. Um,
you
the
swap the
backpack
tanks.
sprayers, right? Well, the old ones
Mm-hmm.
you could too, but like they had like because it was the first generation, the old one they had, and I think like people complain like if you like they were not able to get the last 25% out of the tank. See, I have the 2 gallon. Like I use the one. It's like a it's a Milwaukee one, but it's a M12 like it goes in your hand. You know what I mean? Like it's not on your back.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that for spot spraying the beds and stuff. I mean it's really good. And I just fill it up again when that 2 gallons runs out. Um, but I do have one property over there where it has um, it's a 3 acre property. It's one of the places where I see your truck. It's like Parrots Cove. Like you go through the main gate, and it's probably like that. That second left. You know what I mean, right there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and you go down. And it splits. And you can go. If you go to the right, it goes like down and then up the steep hill. Um,
Yes.
well, right there on that corner, like all that woods right there where the road splits. Or you have to go right or straight. Um, I guess 6, 7 years. I done that property. There's a big. There's 3 acres there. And I pick up the sticks in those woods and everything. Um,
Okay.
so I think something like that, a backpack sprayer would be helpful. So you could just because that would be cool. With that, you could turn it on high power and just blast it around in there. In the woods.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
um,
Well, we use a it's like a deer repellent
oh,
spray
okay,
that we spray, and then we swap the tank for the
gotcha.
herbicides. So we're spraying the bushes as well.
Yeah, to treat
Um,
for deer. That's part of your gardening
to
service,
treat,
right? Yeah.
yes, correct. So we have multiple use for one sprayer, but it works very well.
So
Um,
do you, what I'm saying is, do you like the new the backpack Milwaukee sprayers? I mean, I know they would last a lot of tanks on a battery. Like, does it work pretty well, and you don't have to pump it or anything? That's cool.
yes, this is the first week. This is the first week we use it. No complaints. I mean, the guys, they're just happy they don't have to
Right,
pump the
right.
sprayer anymore. Like
Yeah,
the steel ones, they're like, oh man, this is awesome. You just press the button and it just goes.
yeah.
But you have to be careful. Make sure they're still being very conservative with the chemicals and not
Not
overspraying
just
stuff.
throwing it down and ripping through your
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. But no, I think it's gonna work very, very good.
And do your guys
Uh,
like do, does your crew like the fact that there's like no noise and no gas and all that? Do they? I would assume that'd be a pretty enjoyable experience. If they need to talk to each other or whatever. I mean, it's pretty nice, right?
yes, they do. I mean, they at first it was
It's
a
gonna be
lot
a
of
learning
pushback.
curve for it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was a lot of pushback from them. But now that they got to experience the electric truck, and now the all the electric system put together all at once. They really really enjoyed it. It's very quiet, very enjoyable. Um, and I mean, it's not maintenance is not enjoyable. You got to make it. But now the
Right,
biggest thing was
right,
like, hey, now I can listen. Now I can hear my music.
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
but
it's hard. It's not going to be 100% enjoyable because you're just grinding, doing the same thing every day. All of us listen to this podcast know what that's about,
yeah,
um,
yeah,
but to make it as enjoyable as possible, it's enjoyable for the user and for the customer. Both.
correct.
Um, and also because guys love tell a little bit about all the stuff you have over in the like your regular hardscape business. I know you got a new Bobcat track loader recently. Like, tell about that whole setup, of things, what you run in that as well. Because guys like hearing, talking about equipment and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So we recently bought our second Kenworth T880 dump truck. So we're starting to get into like hauling material, bulk material, and gravel, dirt, and hauling off tree trash and stuff like that. So that's one of our biggest purchase lately. And then we've been upgrading our equipment as well. Um, so we did recently get a new Bobcat, the 770,
Is
which
it a
is a
T770? Is that right?
T770. Yeah, really
Is
nice.
that 77 horsepower? Is that what that means?
No, it's close to the 100. I mean, it's the
Oh,
big
wow.
boy. That thing's yeah. It's nice. So we got that one, and then we got I guess it's called the T120. I'm new to the Bobcat. I was all Kubota before this. We had the 97 and the 75, which we still have the 75 on the Kubota. But because the Bobcat dealership came to us here local, so
They
I'm
built
just
one
trying
like
to.
literally almost in front of your land where you have the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like slowly. It's time to. I keep them 4 or 5 years, and then I'll trade them in or sell them or however, whatever works out. But they've been giving me good trade in, so I just do it through them. Uh,
Which I do like
yeah.
those Kubota ones. Those Kubota track machines, like there's just something about them. They're just the way I don't know. I guess I just like the way they. I guess the way they look. I mean, all of them operate. All the brands operate well and stuff. But I just feel like I don't know. I feel like those Kubota ones are really just beautiful, like the way they're designed and stuff.
Hmm.
Also, I like
Yeah, the
the
Kubotas are really nice.
yeah. I mean, but the Bobcat is as well. That the T770. I mean, that thing. I mean, when people think of that type of machine, they call it a Bobcat, even if it's not a Bobcat. You know what I mean? So they're kind
Correct.
of like their original brand in
Yeah.
most people's mind. Just like if people think of a farm tractor, they think of a John Deere farm tractor, right?
Yeah.
um, yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like in the
So we
skid.
had
Go ahead, keep
yeah.
going.
Yeah, so we had several different brands right now. I'm trying to condense everything just to have Bobcat and Kubota,
Did you have
because of
Takeuchi
maintenance.
too?
Yeah, we did. That was one of our first new machine that we bought, the
Do you like that one
TL8.
or not? Because I know guys like that brand as well.
Yeah, no, it's a really good brand. It's just once you get to the bigger machines, the price kind of jumps up on them. So I had to make that tough decision to switch once I, got to the bigger, and then the stability, the like the height, the reach to load the dump trucks and stuff like that was a big. That was the main reason why I had to get rid of that Kubota or trade because I couldn't load up the big dump trucks
Because those new
without
dump trucks,
building
the
a
side of
ramp.
that bed is like way up in the air.
Yeah,
Compared to like a
with
dump trailer or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we had to build a ramp every time.
Oh wow.
So now we can do it without building ramps. Now we can load them up without building ramps with the new Bobcat.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
that was yeah, but we're still keeping. my idea is to keep the I want to keep a excavator, the Kubota, and skid steer, the Kubota. We'll keep the Takeuchi for like the farm
Okay.
tractor just to
Yep.
keep at the shop.
And it could be a
And
backup or
then
whatever if you need it for your other stuff.
that's right. And then we'll have a setup for the for Bobcat as well. So we have and that's really the larger pieces of equipment. We have a 65 excavator.
Is that a Kubota
No,
one?
it's a 55. I know excavator is I don't know the exact name, not the models of this stuff, man. But
Right, but I'm
yeah,
saying, is that a Kubota brand, the
it's
excavator?
Bobcat.
Oh, it's a Bobcat.
hmm Yeah, it's a closed cab. I mean, it's really nice. That thing's it's tough. We use it to build the retaining walls
Oh, okay.
and move.
Okay.
Yeah, it moves
Now,
big
what do you
boulders, no
use
problem.
for like let's say you're going to do a renovation on someone's property like and they already have sod and stuff that they're going to keep. Let's say, it's a Reynolds house. So you're not going to take that 100 horsepower to just start driving around someone's front yard. That's more like for newer installs and stuff, right? Is that correct? Like, what are you using, like, if you just design the front of a house or something? They want to keep their driveway, they want to keep the existing sod, grass, plants. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you doing that?
Yes. So we use ditch witch. We have a ditch witch, like a stand behind
Mini skid steer,
piece of
I guess
equipment,
would be that what that's
minuscule
called,
steer.
right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So we had two, and we traded one in for the 120 Bobcat, mini skid steer. Yeah, that is the right
Is that the
name
MT
for it.
120? Would that would be the mini
The
skid?
MT 120. That is right.
When I was at the expo, because I never had a mini skid steer. I mean, I never had any really this large equipment, but my dad has some. But he's never had an actual mini skid steer. But I used, let me think, uh, last year at the Bobcat booth, they wanted me to run some stuff, and I ran the MT. I think it was just the MT 100. It's like a 1,000 pound um, capacity. And that thing, like, it was so amazing. Like, it had so much power. Like, it was, because it's a mini skid steer, but even like the MT that 120 you're talking about, and even the MT 100, like, they're kind of big enough. Like, I mean, you can dig, and you know what I mean. Like, it's, um, some of the smaller Toro Dingos and stuff, like, I don't know, they're not as useful. But the one you have, I mean, that is a serious machine. You know what I mean? Um,
Yes,
and
yes,
so the Ditch Witch, is it like kind of comparable size to like MT85, MT100? Because I'm not super familiar with the Ditch Witch models.
yeah. So the ditch witch we have is a SK 900, which is very comparable, but I guess 900 it means that it can lift 900 pounds.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but
So is the 120, would that be 1,200 pounds? I would guess.
I'm assuming that's probably how they kind of label them. But because he does have a lot more power than the 900, and we had a SK 800 before that, and they all great machines. All of them are really good.
And then
It's all about
you
how
have a
you.
couple of you haul those around in flatbed trailers, and you have like some flatbed Chevy, nice, semi new Chevy trucks. Some with like the toolboxes on it, service bed, and some of them just are like a flatbed. Is that right?
Yeah, so we have a GMC 3500 Duramax. It's a 2020 model, and that thing's a beast. We also have a 2015 30 what is it 3500 Ram
Okay. Yep.
3500. Yeah, and that one has a flatbed as well. Same thing. Those two trucks they're amazing. That one's has the diesel engine on it, and then we have a 2020 Chevrolet with a service body, which we'll use that one for our irrigation installation crew.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Which also they would
and
pull around
and
possibly a
drainage.
tractor or something with them, right?
Yes, they're normally either pulling an excavator
Okay.
or
Yep.
one of those mini skid steers. But that one is a gasser. It's a really good truck as well.
So are you
Um,
are you pulling the big skid steer like the new, the 100 horsepower one? Are you pulling those with the 3500s, or are you pulling those with the dump trucks, or like how does that work?
no, we pull those. Well, we pull those with the 3500s. Yeah, on the flatbed.
Right.
Um, yeah, trailer. hmm
And so the dump trucks,
So
all they do is just move material, right?
yeah, so we have contracts with Site One, and then we also with some of the local builders here that we move material for, and then all of our material as well, and like landscape debris and stuff. hmm
Man, that's awesome. So you got a lot of different things going at once.
Yeah.
Still, even though your brother has that whole side of the business, there's still a lot that goes into your side, and you kind of have this another kind of maintenance slash gardening business. Um,
Yes.
and that
Another thing that's new, Tony, I, you probably don't know about this, but we also doing construction cleanup,
okay,
like new
after they build a
construction
house
cleanup
or something.
while they building the house. So the idea with that is just to kind of start the relationship with new builders in the area by providing that service. Um,
What
mhm.
does that mean? Just like picking up boards and crap, like as they're building the house, or like what does it mean?
Yeah, I have a crew just solely just going in there and yeah, exactly that. Just picking up whatever the contractors is like after the sheetrock people or the framers. You know, anybody that goes in there. But it's a group of two guys, and that's all they do now.
Oh
Um,
wow.
I g- yeah, I got with this one builder. I mean, he has like 30 houses going on, and he's like, yeah, I need two guys. So I just put it was slow. It was like the slow season, and I was like, yeah, I'll get it going. But it's been a year now, um, since we started that,
And
and it's
then
very
then if those houses, hey, they need someone to install a landscape there, right? Then that could
correct.
be where you could come in on that.
That's the idea behind that. So. hmm
Well, this is super super cool. Um,
Yeah.
like, and it's cool that it's just a cool story to hear for guys out there, because I mean, you came from nothing like anyone else. It's not like you started and you had like a $20,000 grant or something. Like, it wasn't like that. Um, you had this truck. You strung together money from your factory job and whatever, and you and your brother bought a few used pieces of equipment, and even that stuff caught on fire, and then um, just kind of slowly went along. And
$450. That was my paycheck that week whenever I started.
oh wow,
Yeah. I went to I would go to some I have a buddy in town that has a mechanic shop and I will go there and like tell him my plans of what I want to do and build and this one day it was a rainy day and I was just there and was just telling him what I want to do like Jamie I like he was like and it was a Friday, so I had just got paid, and he's like, just go and do it. I'm tired of you just telling me just do it. So I got my check that week and
you're talking your
just went
check
to
from the
Home Depot.
factory. You're saying?
No, I was still working at the
Oh,
landscaping
I gotcha.
company at that
Yep.
time. Yeah, and it was a short week because we only worked like 4 days because it rained that Friday. So it was $450, and then I just went to Home Depot, got me a push mower,
Oh wow.
rake, and just shovels and stuff. Whatever it was like I maxed out my $450 there
Yeah.
at Home Depot.
Yeah.
It showed up with my pickup truck. I had a Nissan hardbody, like the 92 model,
Oh wow. Yeah, those are
white.
great. Those are
Yeah.
great trucks back then.
hmm
Some of those older
Yeah.
ones. I mean, that's probably better than a new Nissan, Frontier. You know what I mean, or whatever they have now. I mean,
Yeah.
it might not be more comfortable or stuff, but I mean, those old ones are like extremely reliable, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get a new one and it has some little, you know, three-cylinder turbo or something, I mean, that thing's gonna go nuclear on itself, you know, within a few years. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. And then I went to Walmart and I got the business cards that you print, the it's a little package. You just kind of put them in the printer and then you can just cut them off. Um, it's just already pre-cut.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I still have one of those cards that says Jamie Lawn Care. Yeah.
And that's
Somewhere.
kind of kind of tribute to that, right? This maintenance new division that you have now is kind of, I mean, it's totally different,
Yeah.
but it's isn't it Jamie Landscapes?
It's Jamie Landscape. That is correct. We're actually gonna rebrand um to Jamie Landscape. It's gonna be the landscape division. And then Stone Ridge would will stay as solely stonework.
Oh, okay. So you're saying
Hmm.
even the other, even outside of just that maintenance part, even just like your other normal landscape installation stuff will kind of share that?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I mean, when you inherited all, or you bought all those accounts, I mean, you could have just kind of named it whatever you wanted, I guess, right at that point. But
Yes. And the whole idea of buying that was I got 40 years of knowledge. I sat down with this guy and basically he told me how he ran his business, no, like everything, and why and how, why, for 40 years he had built this. And it's a lot of things, a lot of ways of thinking, different ways of thinking to really um, have that opportunity now that I didn't know, even though I was in business for, at that time, 12 years, and then I inquired this business, and then he was just like telling me everything that he knew. It was overwhelming,
right,
and I was like, yeah, but to be able to kind of land and continue to keep those, you have to change and mold into this new, business owner type. Um, but it's been good. I mean, my goal for this year is to land my first, $500,000 landscape renovation or installation. I hope
okay,
I land it.
yeah,
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll keep you updated on that,
yeah. I
Tony.
mean, there's opportunity for, I guess, those are only certain type of people, certain type of houses, but there are those around in our area, um,
Yeah. I'm
which I
I'm
mean, small jobs are not, some people can make more money on doing a lot of small jobs than the big jobs. You know that.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. That's how we gotten to where we at, with a lot of the small jobs. It's just a lot of moving parts on the small ones. It takes a lot of your time. Um, we have design we have people that design this work. So it's just a lot. You have a roadmap where to go. So you train people to uh to read those plans and then they just kind of take off. Um, yeah. So it's easier to keep people busy having those
right,
bigger jobs.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just bought the other day. I know this is like random, and you may know about this, but I bought. There's a company called Bully Tools. Are you familiar with that? They make like shovels and rakes and stuff, but it's like um, it has like this kind of reinforced like little rubber or plastic shaft and probably the first foot of the shovel handle, like down where it goes in the sleeve. You know what I'm saying? And then
Hmm.
the sleeve is a little longer and it's like bolted in two places versus just having like one rivet. And then you know how like where the shovel is like bent around the handle and then you know it's like one piece that tapers into the shape of the shovel, right? Um, well, on the back of that, it's open and stuff. Well, this other company, it's like they have it like all reinforced and like welded on the back, and the reason why I bought one is because they have all these advertisements where like two guys have the end of the shovel like in this little box on the end of a forklift fork, and they're just hanging on it, showing that you cannot break the handle, you know.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so I bought one of those because I'm gonna try it out because I do. I mean, I have a tiny business, but I do a lot of dig this bush out, put this other bush in, right?
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff, for my normal customers, and the other shovels are fine, but like I know if I had a lot of employees, like they're gonna, break those, whether it's the fiberglass ones, the wood ones, whatever. Um, and I was like, man, and these are, the Home Depot, even the high end Home Depot ones are in the $35 range, and then these are like $55 or something like that. But I wanted to try one because, they're basically saying like, hey, you cannot break this shovel. And so I was going to ask you about that. I just thought of that because I was like, man, those would be good ones to have in your. It does not feel way heavier than my normal Home Depot Husky one, almost the same. But it just has some key little design differences that are, I think, will make a big difference. I don't know. I just put it together, put those couple bolts in. I got 14 plants to do in the morning, and you know,
Nice.
so I don't know if you're familiar with those, but that may be something to look into. As that's what your guys do every day. um,
Yes, I'm always looking for different ways and different ones. I'll go to Track Supply. I go different places just looking for the perfect shovel.
yeah.
But we normally just have the. I go to Lowe's and get their. I guess it's Cobot is
Mm-hmm.
their brand.
Yep.
The blue ones. Those seem to for many years. I always been like that's my brand on a lot of those hand tools. Um, I go there and spend, $500 in just hand tools once a year.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's they're great. If you're ever looking for a good um show or anything like that, Lowe's got a really good um selection of them. And then on rakes, we just get like the cheapest stuff. Because that's one of the things lately. I'm just like they'll break them all the time, and I
Right.
just like just get the 13.99, which I don't even know if that number even exists anymore. I mean, they all $30.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but I'll tell you with this Georgia clay, Tony, one of the things that we had tried is like it's an electric what's it called electric
Like a auger.
hammerjack.
Oh, hammer jack.
Like a Yeah, and you can put a spade on it. It's about 4 to 5 inches spade on it,
Okay. Yep.
and then yeah, that can really dig into some of these clay soils. Um, yeah, so you may want to look into that if you're doing any digging really around here. That really helps it,
Yeah, because for guys out
helps a
there where
lot.
we live, it's like red clay mixed with rocks, mixed with roots, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's uh It's tough. It's like hard as concrete sometimes. You
Yeah.
really have to admit the soil. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
But yeah, Tony.
I don't want to hold you up. I've had you for 1 hour and 8 minutes, which is amazing, and we could talk all night. And we should follow up maybe in a few months, about the electric setup and stuff. And there's way more stuff that we can go into, but I appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship, number one. And that's most important of any of these things. And then also, yeah, I appreciate you taking your time to come on here tonight. And also, if you're willing to, can you send me like an email address or like a website or something? Let's say someone like, I don't know, they want to ask you about something. Is there a way that, without putting your phone number on there, could they like send you, to maybe like a personal email or something? You know what I mean? Like where they could reach out to you if they wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. My personal email. I can share my personal email. It's just JamieEscutia949 at gmail.com. You
Okay.
know,
And
yeah,
can you text that to me when you get off the phone, and I'll put that down below. That way they can look at the pictures. They have your email. Because a lot of guys they'll be on their mower. They're not gonna remember that what you just said. They gotta be able
yes.
to click on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll text it. I'll text it to you. Yeah, and
Okay.
if anybody has any questions, I'll be slow to respond. I'm always doing
Right.
something, but
Right.
I will not forget about y'all. I would make some time and yeah.
And
But
for guys out there, he mentioned it. This is another plug for Equip Expo. I'll have the link down below to get you 50% off. Because they give me like a link for that. And you've gained a lot of value from that. That you said you went there. That's how you kind of started this thing. You went there and you asked, and you didn't just go that one time. You've been like pretty much every year since then to now, right? And you know
correct.
that's another. So you're busy. You can't be on the phone. Answering every email or stuff. But if guys out there that are listening to this, if they're really serious, they want to change their business and that kind of thing. I tell them all the time, but would you agree? I think they need to take a couple days, take a little bit of money, it's tax write off, all that. They need to come to the expo and maybe they come and ask you something in real life. There's 1,000 guys there that have a lot of great info to someone.
For sure.
Would you say it's worth it for, let's say, a guy getting in? He doesn't know everything. He's getting into this industry. Should he come to the expo or not? That's what I'm asking.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, that's really what got us to the next level. At when we went and really got around great people, and made long-term friendships with all this guys. A great community that
Oh yeah.
that goes there. So you're always meeting new people there as well. You just got to be open to approach approach people. But I mean, my thing whenever I go, I try to talk to at least 100 people.
That's a
It's
good goal. It's a good goal. Yeah.
yeah, and it's one of those things. Like I'm like, I'm always asking where I used to back in the day, and then I was like, well, at least he didn't know me. I could go back and like he didn't know me. It's like it's fine, but then
Right.
you get you make those connections. Um, you click with somebody, and then kind of you have the same mindsets and stuff like that. But nobody's afraid of sharing any information there just because you're not talking to people in the same town
Right. It's
or
a good
anything
way
like
to
that.
ask things from guys that are not direct competitors, is what you're saying. I mean,
Mm.
they're in another
Correct.
state. They're not trying to bid against you in the same jobs. That sort of thing.
Yeah, and you can get around, you know, um, basically wherever you're trying to get to. If you're in, $1 million, want to go into 2 million, 3 million, or even 100,000 going into 300,000. There's all kind of guys there. Like it doesn't matter. Like you can find whoever that you want to talk to be like, hey, I'm trying to get to the next level. It's really stepping stones to it. And you can find them there. Also, there's a lot of free advice that you know s- people are going up front and like speaking true events and
And so
yeah.
many,
So
there's like 130 different classes that you can take. Um,
hmm
and that's not even counting the free stuff, just all the events and things people have, but also they have a lot of, you have to pay a few dollars more, but because I know you've done that several times. If there's like a specific thing, I want to go and hear this class
every
about this
time,
specific thing. You do those every time, right? A few different ones.
yes, yes, I'm all about those classes. If anybody can, um, take those classes. I mean, it's you sit down, kind of listen to. And you can pick and choose what you want to go to and paste directly for that class, depending on what you're doing. But yeah, I go and sit down. And some of them are basically repeat the same thing over, but it's just that Sometimes you have to hear it 2, 3 times before it really
Oh,
catches
absolutely.
on.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's several guys that
Yeah.
have helped me with so many things there, and that wasn't the first time I heard it, but some of those guys, the first time told me that was the first time I heard it. If that makes sense, that's what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, and sometimes you hear it in a podcast or you hear it in YouTube, but then once you hear it in person, then it clicks. Like, oh, okay, because you paid for it. That's
Right.
why.
Right.
That's why it clicked. Yeah,
Well, and it's
but
just good to, we're over, you're out of, the guys, we're out of, when you go to the expo, you're out of your normal state, your normal grind. And that can,
mhm.
just that alone can help guys, help their mind to be ready to pick up new things. You know what I'm saying? Just that we're in a new town. We don't know what we're doing and we're out of our normal rhythm. So it's a good time to pick up new ideas or, um, maybe to meet
Yeah,
someone new or maybe try a new piece of equipment that you don't have in your area that might be perfect for your business, or even just something as simple as that, Because I know
true.
you've done
Yeah,
that several times too. Like, hey, I'd never seen this skid steer before, but let's go see what it's about, right? And you can book demos and stuff there that people can several brands of equipment like I've tried here in my area. And if I didn't go there and talk to the actual, figure out who was the rep here where I live, there's no way I would have been able to just line that up just by calling a dealer or something. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so even something as simple as that, you can line up there that could be very valuable to what you're trying to do, from any of these brands or things like that. But I mean, I think my most valuable things are what you're talking about, things that other guys have told me. Um, that's more valuable than, hey, trying this machine versus this other machine. But there is value in the different equipment and stuff too, because we all have different kind of businesses, and we got to try to find something that fits what we're trying to do. You know.
correct.
Um,
And ideas, yeah. I mean, different ideas. You may come back with a different service, like, hey, I'm gonna start providing aeration because I found, this aerating machine or
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
anything. Now with all the electric stuff, they're big. Uh, the Equip Expo is big on robotics and electric, um, yeah, battery power equipment. But and and they also have hardscape. Like if anybody trying to get into the hardscape division, they have
They have a whole separate
classes. They
expo, really, that's part of the same expo that's just
cor
focused on hardscaping, which is really cool.
correct. Yeah, anybody trying to learn about that, you can meet a lot of people there as well. Hmm. But yeah,
Well, thank you, bud. Thank you for your time. It's spring, and you still took time to do this, even though it's spring. It's crazy for all of us. I mean, you know, well, as soon as the sun comes up tomorrow, or even before that, our phone will start
yeah,
customer hitting us up, this, that, and the other, right? but
yeah.
um,
Mondays,
yeah,
Mondays, come on. It'll be yeah. I started back working out, so it's just a busy day.
yeah,
Mondays and Fridays, well, every day. I was
yep.
looking at my schedule, but
But
I
think
just got
about
overwhelmed doing that.
right, right. But what you said is going to encourage some guy out digging and planting plants or mowing grass or whatever in some other state, and he's going to hear this tomorrow, and it's going to encourage him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's cool. What you saying is impacting someone, because even if they hear me on here every time when a guest comes on, that can make big difference. Someone's life. And this show for me, I'm not, I don't have sponsors. I don't have any, this is just me. I just use it to make and build relationships, and that's it. And it's cool. That's what's really cool about it. Um, and it's been great.
Yeah,
It's been a great. There's so many people I've met because of doing it, and you're able to just listen to, someone got to know you a little bit more than just, a 15-second clip or whatever. You know what I mean? Um, so
yes,
that's cool, and
yeah,
people are always looking for things to listen to while they're out there, especially if they're, you know, solo like me or something. I mean, yes, we still have all the customers calling us and stuff, but I mean, I guess if you're an owner and you have crews and you're right around the truck, maybe you're not really listening to podcasts, but I think those guys still do as well, because I have a friend that is a manager of a big company here, and he listens to a lot of podcasts. So I mean, because guys are looking for things to listen to besides just the same song that they've already heard 100 times. You know what I mean? Um,
That's true.
yeah, because everyone has Bluetooth headphones nowadays and stuff, and so yeah, it's really cool. So thank you for, I mean, your time is worth a lot of money, and you took some of it to invest in someone else that's going to listen to this. Invest in me. I listen back to my own ones, as we go as well. So yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you, Tony, for having me on your show and your podcast. And I really appreciate that opportunity. I hope it was helpful, like,
Oh, it definitely was.
and yeah, any questions, anybody has, I'll be I'll be happy to make some time and answer. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, thank you, bud. Send me that email. I'll put it down below because I don't even remember what it was off the top of my head. But
Yeah,
um,
I'll send it to you.
yeah, and you already sent me the pictures. I'll get all that worked out, and you guys should be seeing this podcast. Like, it should actually come out where they can listen to it by tomorrow morning. So that's great. Well, thank you, bud. You have a great night.
Thank you. You do the same.
See you, bud. Let's catch up soon.
Will do.
Bye. There you guys have it. Oh, man. What a cool guy. He actually came with us, me and Daniel and a few guys. We went to this Chinese place, Travis, my dad, and he came to there. I invited him. I know he's really busy and has multiple businesses, and oh man, a lot going on. I'm kind of, if I'm honest, someone like me is lazy compared to the guys that are my friends that have these huge companies. Like, I can't even imagine waking up at 5 in the morning and there's 25 guys showing up, and all of them, I need to pay all of them. I need to have good relationships with all of them. I need to have proper work for all of them. I need to keep all of them happy. I need to, make sure they all stay safe and don't get hurt on the job. And just like, man, whew. And that's before you even get to job number one, right? You have to work on all this. Like, guys like me, like, we have it very easy. And even though it can be so much work, but me, a couple trailers, a couple lawnmowers, um, you know, I'm lazy compared to my friend Jamie. So that's just truth. That's just facts. That's how it is. And you know, so whatever stage and size of business we have, let's be grateful for it and let's enjoy our Monday. As I'm listening to this and as you're listening to this, I'm out in someone's yard planting grass plants and doing the same things as you guys, mowing, doing all the things. Still trying to get it caught up on like the extra spring projects and flowers and things that people want. It's really hard, but I think I'm getting there. I'm making a dent in it. I still got probably another month of doing them on the weekends and stuff at least, but I want to try. Like, I feel like if I can just get, because I have increased route this year as well, but if I can just get back to where all my extras for this year are done, like whatever people want, mulch or whatever it is, if I can just get back to where I'm just doing the route, wake up on Monday, start yard number one, boom, 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 I will be very happy. So, working on getting there. I know you guys are doing the same because when I do my route, plus you have all these extra things, it gets crazy because I got to like find nurseries that have this plant that they want. Then I got to go get it, and then I got to load it up, and then I got to pay for it, and I got to bring it out there. And then, just all this stuff takes time, right? Time that I don't have, okay? um, but, yeah. Okay, enough rambling. I got you guys a good episode. I'm sorry my little baby daughter has been waking up a lot during the night the last week or so. And just, things have been crazy. I sold a trailer. I sold a couple other pieces of equipment as we go into spring. Anyway, I'll catch you up on guys on that, but I've been spending some of my extra time trying to, reply to all the crazy guys on Marketplace as I sold one of my enclosed trailers, the one that we were using for camping, because we're going to upgrade and get an actual camper. We're working on all this. But yeah, okay. All right, guys. I got you something for Monday. Cooking up. It's cooking up, hot off the grill. Monday morning, you're going to hear this. All right? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being my friend. All right. See ya.